So I'm really glad that it happened because this video is for you and for me also. So it took me a little bit of time to prepare this one because I wasn't like mentally prepared that getting this episode done will bring back a lot of memories, a lot of struggling that I'm still struggling with. Not only that, I'm having a little bit of rough time right now. Like it's not the greatest days that I've had. So it took me a little bit of time to prepare this one, but we have a lot to discuss about today, and I've wrote myself the things that I want to say. I'm going to introduce to you what it means to have RJ. I'm going to call this along this video RJ because it is a shortcut to the long name Retroactive Jealousy. If you are familiar with this condition, if you are suffering from this condition, my heart is with you, and I just want you to know that you're not alone, and you'll probably see in this video how much you're not alone. And for those of you who are not familiar with this condition, this is a great time to, learn something new about people in this world who are suffering from all kinds of, conditions, disorders. Maybe some of them are your friends and you're not even aware that they are having these difficulties. Maybe they are your parents, family. Maybe it's you. Maybe, just what this is. But I'm guessing that most of the audience who is going to watch this one are actually people who are suffering from it, or partners of people who are suffering from it. So it's going to be more convenient for us if I will, call the partners by A and B. I will explain. Along the video, I'm going to, prefer also the ones who are suffering from the condition, and also the ones who are living with the partners who are suffering from the condition. So let us say that partners A, when I'm going to say partner A, I'm referring to the people who are suffering, the sufferers, to us. And when I'm going to say partner B, so I'm going to be talking about the partners who are living with the partners who are suffering, the accused ones, okay, if you want to call it like this. So let's start. Let me just open the file that I've wrote my notes in, and you guys excuse me if I'm going to, translate a little bit, not in the right way, some words or some sentences. Bear with me because, as I said, I do not live in the USA. I'm not from the Middle East. I'm from Israel, so it's kind of difficult for me also to, think while I'm speaking. So bear with me on that one. I will try to do my best because I wrote everything in Hebrew. So I think that the most important thing is to start with saying, what is RJ exactly? So RJ, it's an OCD disorder that develops from triggers that affected just finding out something by yourself about their past. So it's something that it's very complicated. I will try to explain my best. And sufferers, yes, I'm going to refer to my people as sufferers because I am also one like this. Feel free in the comments to correct me or to add your own experiences and your own information and your own observe about this terrible, terrible condition. Okay, so when you are exposed to an information about your partner's past, it has to do with not only his past, like I'm not talking about something that has to do with things that he's done, in general. It's specifically attached and has to do with something with the past of their partners, their, exes, people that they slept with. So the jealousy is retroactive to times that our partners has been with other people. We are jealous to the people that they have been with, whether it's romantically or just physically or both. Okay? So let me just tell you this. People that experienced traumatic past, such as, betrayal, disrespect to their values and towards who they are. People in general who had like very traumatic past. I think that it's more likely for them to have this kind of condition. I think it's more likely that you will be upset about your partner's past, whether it's romantically or sexually, because you've had, some kind of rough experiences in the past. Now, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not trying to be one. I'm just speaking from my own experience and from my own understanding about this condition. I know that I had been through a lot in life, and it come to the point that this thing happened to me. This condition attacked me after many, many, many bad experiences. So yeah. So we all want to be loved, and we all wanted to be with the right people, right? When we fell in love, we wish that it would be perfect. We wish that it will be everything that we ever wanted, that it will be pure and clean, and that we will not have any interruptions in our relationship, that we don't have to think about, things that will bother us. And yeah, that's everybody's inspirations, right? But what happened when the things and your beliefs that you value are clashing with this kind of information that you were exposed to or you have been told by your partner? That's when things are becoming more complicated. That's when you start to feel very bad about everything that happened even way before your partner has met you. And yes, it's very problematic and it's very hurtful for both sides. So I think that when you only start to date with someone, I'm speaking about the very early stages of dating someone. Maybe you had a few meetings, like maybe you met them for a few times, nothing more than that, and they have told you saying you don't. You always have a free choice even after 20 years of being together. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that you are still not very attached to the person, and you are still clear in your mind about this this future of this relationship. So you feel like you have more options, whether you would like to see them again or not. So I'm not talking about this kind of stage of a relationship where you got exposed to something. I'm talking about when you are already attached to the person, where you are together for a while, when you want to see your future with this person. Or maybe if you already have been with them for several years, got married with them, had children with them. So in those cases, it is much more complicated, because you don't want to leave, you don't want to end this, but the information is terrible to you in your mind. So sometimes even people are dating someone and they are hearing from them like some kind of information, and they don't think about it at first, but then after a while or even after a few years, maybe something will remind them of that, and they will start to become to grow an obsession to this information that at first didn't even bother them. Those kind of things can happen also. But I think that's what's difficult for the RJ sufferers, partners A, in their mind, is to realize that our partner that we saw as someone so great, and like a great match for us, and a person that we really love and appreciate, we are finding it hard to connect them with the information that now we know about them. Like, we are starting to ask ourselves, wait, what? You did what? With who? How many times? Say again. I mean, it's hard for partners A to connect all the dots and to realize that our partner is not that perfect, and they have done things that maybe we see as something bad, or and that's when the conflict within us starting to grow inside of us. So at first, maybe it will take you some time to process this kind of information. Maybe at first you reacted quite alright to the kind of information that you were exposed to. But after some while, it's becoming a little bit more hard for you to digest it. And of course, if we would talk about, some kind of information that is quite easy to digest, we won't be having this conversation. I'm not talking about something, like small. I'm talking about something that has a lot of weight to it, a lot of meaning for us. And if it's very hard for us, for our mind to digest it, then it will be the pace for RJ. So the kind of information that I'm talking about is partners that our partners has been with, how they look, where they've been together. Okay, I will be continuing to give examples in a minute, but it doesn't matter what kind of information exposed to. The point is, it is touching something traumatic in yourself. It has to do when you are hearing it, when you are understanding that this is the reality, like this is the situation, my partner has done this and this and this, with those and those and those, and it starts to bother you, you must understand that it's probably attached to something traumatic in your past, mind, soul, you know. So, for example, a lot of people are suffering from the fact that their partners had many partners before them, like sexual partners. So it clashes with their values, right? A lot of people see this as something negative, like their partners is so unpure now that they know with how many people they were before them. Or some people are, specifically bothered by the people themselves, like the previous partners themselves, like with their appearance, with the person that they are. I heard about stories that people are familiar with the ex-partners of their partner, maybe it's someone that they know, the both of them know from a previous workplace or just a mutual friend, I don't know, a person that the both of them know. Of course, this kind of thing can be bothering, but for example, I was not familiar with the person that my partner has been with, but I've collected all the information that I needed, okay? Needed. And when I saw the appearance of them and, the way they look, the way I convinced myself, okay, I have enough information and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. So it can be specifically to specific people, and it can be in general, like a lot of people, or something like that. So it has a lot to do with our self-esteem. If RJ stroke you, if RJ managed to how will I say that, to grow inside of you, I think that it has to do a lot with our self-esteem, because it was probably at its lowest when this thing attacked us, when the information became not only a simple information, when it became an obsession. So yes, it has to do a lot with your low self-esteem, and I bet you are not even aware of that. I was not aware that my low self-esteem was so low. But of course, after time, I understood that it has to do a lot with that. So after you start to digest the information, you start to compare a lot to those previous partners. And this is why I'm saying that it has to do a lot with low self-esteem. Because comparing, I think in general, to other people has to do a lot with your self-esteem. So you start to compare everything, everything about you to those previous people that partners B has been with. You start to compare your looks to their looks, your character to their character, even if you're not even like in personal, you don't know them in personal. You are gathering this kind of like you're making them some kind of a character in your mind, which makes you which makes you feel that you are sure that what you're thinking about them is right. Like if you think there are some awesome people, then you will start to compare yourself to their awesomeness, to their smartness, to their kindness, to their coolness, to their, you name it. You are starting to compare your experiences with your partner to their experiences with our partner. Maybe they had better sex than what we do. Maybe those people made my partner laugh more than I'm making him laugh. Maybe it was more interesting for him, for her, to be with those people and not with me. Maybe those people were easier to love or to be with than me. And not only that, some people are struggling with RJ when their partners B, were married before, or maybe even have children from previous marriage. Imagine to yourself, partners B have nothing to do with it. Their hands are tied. What can you possibly do if you were married before and if you have children? It's not that no one can, bring time back, but not only that, yes, they were married, they had children, and that's a big part of their lives, and they can do anything with it. But partners A with RJ are feeling that they will never be able to compete with the previous wife, the previous husband, or maybe their children when they will be having children, like second children. Maybe our partner will not love them as much as they love their previous children. It's endless. You can think about endless thoughts when you are suffering from this condition. And it's very painful. It's very, very painful. So, little by little, RJ sufferers are starting to convince themselves that their partners are being dishonest with us. I will be saying we because I feel like, I'm a big part of this thing. So we start to feel that our partners are lying to us. They don't even want to be with us. What do they even do with us? Like, we start to convince ourselves that they are compromising on us instead of being with the people that they really wanted to be with. But in some way, it did not work out for them, so they are compromising on us. Those kind of beliefs are starting to crawl and crawl and crawl into your mind. And it's very, very painful to think about this. So the struggle can also grow from misunderstanding. For example, I did not understand how my partner could have been with the he's been with, like because of their appearance and because of age gap and stuff like that. So like I'm going to be like very straightforward about it. I was disgusted, and this is a very severe symptom of RJ, the feeling of being disgusted. And I know that some of you who are not familiar with RJ are probably looking at me right now and saying, who is this horrible woman that's sitting here and saying that she was disgusted by her partner? She doesn't even deserve him. Maybe you're right, but unfortunately this is reality, and this is what this condition can cause you. You are feeling disgusted. Of course, deep down, it's not from your partner, it's from the situation itself. You love your partner, you want to be with them. There is a reason that people are continuing to be with their partners even though they are suffering from RJ. But meanwhile, the struggle is real, okay? And the feeling of being disgusted is very real. Up until the point that people are suffering from nausea, vomiting, like you actually can bring yourself to the to like a situation where you are feeling so disgusted that you will be vomiting. Happened to me several times, and it's so hard, of course, for both sides. All along this video, I'm going to mention that it is hard for both sides. So after you are comparing yourself and thinking about all the things that make you feel disgusted and make you feel so small and so worthless, after you are poisoning yourself, it's becoming a real obsession. You want to know more. You want to know everything that there is to know about their past. And not only about their past, like not only all of the people and all of the things that they have done. You want to know specifically where they have been with those people, how many times, what experiences they had with those people, the places that they went to together. By the way, when you will start to find out more information by asking a lot of questions, I'm talking to you, partners A, RJ sufferers. You probably know this by now, or if you are new to this world or to this condition, just so you know that when you will start to get answers from your partner, when they will be telling you about the places that they went to with those people, keep it in your mind that you would burn those places in your mind. Those places are going to be cursed. If your partner used to hang out with a previous partner or partners at the beach, you will not be able to go to the beach anymore with them. Restaurants, forget about those restaurants. You will not be able to go to those restaurants. You will not be able to go to vacations at places that you know that your partner has been with other people. And the list goes on and on and on. So do yourself a favor. First of all, don't get in there. It's better not to know. Trust me. And if you do know, I have also answer for that. It doesn't have to be like that. But at first, when you are struggling with this condition, that's what it is. I mean, I people who are suffering from RJ who didn't have this kind of problem, going to places that they wanted to wipe out from their relationship with their partner, going to places that they know that their partners has been with other people. I think everyone will say that it's impossible at the point where you are suffering severely, not when you start to heal. Going to those kind of places with your partner is actually, it has to do something with healing yourself, but of course you have to go a long way until you get there. The reason that you don't want to go to those places with your partner is, of course, because you don't want them to compare in their mind to when they were there with other people and when they are there with you, because you're convincing yourself that they are making the comparing, even though you are the only one who makes those compares. Not your partner, not partner B, only partner A. And if partner B does those comparing, I think that it's for the, they're comparing it for the best for you. Like, I know that they will feel better with you and not with their exes. There is a reason why those people are exes. But this is kind of I'm jumping ahead. So as you can understand by now, living like this is terrible. Living like this it feels like hell. When you live like this, you start to feel like no place is safe, nothing is safe. You start to develop diseases, lacking out of air. You don't have air anymore in your lungs. It's so hard for you to breathe. Chronic stomach aches, chronic headaches, chronic everything. You are making yourself ill and sick. And I know that not only in RJ, like OCD in general and depression in general, and the mental disorders in general are making you suffer and ill, because this mind is very dangerous. But I'm focusing only on RJ right now, and yes, I know how badly this can make you like physically ill. So no place is safe anymore. Now, if you're watching TV, something might trigger you, and you will be having the worst time of your life. You would want to turn off the TV and just walk away from there, or movie, or I don't know, social media, which is by general like a horrible place, but well, not always, but for those who are suffering from low self-esteem, and specifically from RJ, it can be a horrible place. So if you're walking down the street and you're noticing someone with a similar appearance to those people who are before you with your partner, the day is ruined. The day is ruined. Maybe if you're going to the gym, that's a hell lot of place to start to eat yourself alive. So the beach, and all kind of places where you can see a lot of human beings with similar appearance to those people that you want to avoid from. It's very difficult, and in general, no place is safe, because no matter where you go, you are with yourself all the time. And if yourself is suffering, then you will be suffering no matter where you go. Even if you will be sitting all day in your house, in your home, in your apartment, not be seeing anybody and you will not be on your phone. It doesn't matter. What matters is inside here. And if this continue to think about the things that makes you hurt, then no place is safe. It's very painful. It's very painful. It's something that you want to avoid so badly, but you cannot. Like your mind is not resting at all. At all. It haunts you day and night. So you start to feel tired all the time because you're exhausting yourself. You are exhausted. You're exhausting yourself. And you're exhausting your partner. And you're exhausted from exhausting your partner and yourself, and you feel like you are inside an endless loop. Loop-de-loop. So, okay, one of the main, how will I say this? Like one of the main things that RJ sufferers are, saying all the time, like in between themselves in the small communities where we feel safe. And just you have a lot of Facebook and Reddit groups that you can join, and you can talk a little bit about your suffering over there, or not a little bit, as much as you want, right? But just that there is groups for that also. You're not alone, as I said. But RJ sufferers are complaining a lot about them having in their mind like movies projected to their mind, and the movies are the scenarios that they are aware of, that their partners has done. So it was one of the most difficult things for me because I knew a lot of details. Okay, it's still hard for me to to think about the amount of details that I know. But I knew a lot of details, like graphic ones, and I saw things and I knew things, and I had enough information to make them as short movies or long movies in my mind. They were projected to me in my mind, as if I was actually sitting and watching a movie. Like my partner is doing all kind of things with all kind of people and one specific, and like a specific one. And this is probably one of the hardest things to experience, because you don't want it to start to project in your mind, but once it's going, it's very hard for you to stop it. It's like someone is torturing you, like making you sit down and turn on, I don't know, like a horror movie, and is forcing you to watch it. Same thing. It's awful, and I know that a lot of RJ sufferers will agree on that one. So about this point, partners A, we have to understand that all of the things that we are projecting to our minds are probably not that great in the reality. They were probably not that awesome, okay? There is a good reason why our partners are not with those means that you are probably giving, the whole package to them. You are probably the best choice for them. You are probably the best sex that they had in all of their lives, because dealing with partners who have RJ and still being with them, that means that you're doing something good. You're doing something right. You are very special. They fell in love with you and not with the people that they were with because they fell out of love, or it was just a physical thing and nothing more than that. And even this thing has faded away. So those kind of things is the things that we need to remind ourselves when we are starting to think and to project all of those movies. Remember that it is probably not that great in the reality as we think about it in our minds. Our mind is fooling us to believe that it was something wholesome, but it's not. And your partners will tell you the same. If your partner is bragging about someone being better than you, then it's a whole lot of different thing. That's not cool. But if your partner is telling you that you are the best thing, try to believe them. Trust me, I know how hard it is, but try to believe them. And you know what? You can even try to think about yourself. If you had like relationships in the past that you walked away from them because they were boring, because it was not enough, because there's a lot of reasons to end a relationship or flings with people. So think about yourself also in those moments. I know it's hard, but we should think about ourselves also, because we are not perfect like everyone. So for those who are not familiar with RJ, I guess that you probably think that it's very childish. It's very childish for partners A to feel this kind of way. Like, get over it. It's just in the past. What happened in the past is already gone. If your partner is with you right now, why do you have to make yourself suffer and think about it so much? And let me tell you, even more than that, a lot of psychologists are not aware that there is this kind of condition, and people are actually suffering so badly. So, I know that a lot of people do not understand the severe condition that this is. But, RJ sufferers, do not fall into that. Don't make anyone make you feel, don't believe to anyone that makes you feel like you're some kind of a crazy person, that you are illusional, that you're childish for feeling those kind of feelings. Don't let anyone, no one, not any psychologist that you will go to, not any friend or family member or strangers on the internet, I don't know. Do not let anyone make you feel that you are just exaggerating, that you are, that you can, if you were a better person, that you probably will not have this kind of a condition. So don't let anyone make you feel like that. You are probably a very sensitive person, and you probably had very difficult journeys in your life that brought you to this point, and you are suffering from a real condition. And don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You have to understand, people. This is an OCD disorder. You have to be compassionate about those people, about us people who are suffering from this. A lot of people who are suffering are hiding their emotions. It can be people that work with you, and you don't even know that from outside it looks like everything's okay with them, and from inside they are in a deep depression, like a severe depression from this condition. You know what? Let me tell you more than that. Some of them might even be suicidal. And you have to understand that this is a serious thing. So, I know that a lot of RJ partners, like partners A, are not perfect. We hurt a lot our partners B. We hurt them a lot. We told them a lot of, difficult things to hear. Like we confront them with their past and blaming them for having a past. But I'm not saying that, partners A don't have responsibility about the things that they have done to the relationship and in the relationship. But partners B, you have to understand that those people that you're living with, those people are truly suffering. This condition consumes them. It makes them feel like dead from inside. And you have to have more compassion towards them. RJ sufferers are aware that they are hurting their partners. And that's not their purpose. It's not our purpose. We do not want to hurt our partners. We want to live with them in a quiet, nice, gentle way. But meanwhile, we are suffering. So that can make a clashing in the relationship. So I used to suffer a lot from all of those thoughts, and sometimes I still think about things that are bothering me. But today I'm in a better place. It started somewhere in like June 19, July 19, and we are already in the year 2022. Today I feel way better than I felt. But it took a lot of, it took a lot of me. I worked a lot about my issues. But when I used to suffer from it, like in the highest point of suffering, I used to like force myself to sit and think about the things that are making me sick. Like if I used to like make some kind of activity and one thought came across my mind about something that is bothering me, about my partner's past, I would drop everything and I will start thinking about it, and a thought brought another thought, and it brought another thought, and of course the movie started to project in my mind, and I could have sat like this for an hour, 2, 3, sometimes the whole day, just thinking about it, consuming it. So today, I don't do this kind of things anymore. I'm not hurting myself anymore in that kind of way. Do I still think about the things that bother me? Yes, I do. And them, or like, I will remember those things for the rest of my life. Unless something will happen to my mind, I will be, having dementia. I don't know, if something will happen to my memory, then that's when I will probably stop thinking about it. But once it's gotten into your mind, once you are aware of something, it's not that you can do something about it. You are aware, period. But of course, I have the choice whether I'll be sitting and thinking about it and suffer from it, or whether I'll be, minding my own business. Some thought will cross my mind. I will be, saying, "Hello, thought. Thank you for arriving. Thank you for, I don't know, trying to protect me from something," because your mind is only trying to protect you from the dangers outside. Just so you know, OCD, mental disorder, everything is because our mind is so smart and is trying to protect us. But I'm saying, "Hello, Dad. Thank you. Bye bye." And moving on with my day, my chores, my life. Of course, it took me a lot of time to get there, but it's possible. So, every time that I had an RJ attack, I used to sit and blame myself that I am a horrible human being. Why did I have to go and ruin this evening, this trip, this nice walk, this nice restaurant? Like, every time that I had RJ attack, and when I say attack, I mean that it's like the need to ask your partner something about it, or to confront your partner about it. And not in a nice way, let me tell you, not in a nice way. Like, you want it to be nice. You are, you're planning on it to be nice, but it's coming out in a very criticizing. Yeah, you criticize your partner when you ask them. You know what I mean? So I used to like beat myself up. Why did you have to say that? Why did you have to do that? And not only that, my partner became very, edgy about it. He started to lose his patience, because, of course, it's hurtful for the other side also. And those things brought to, endless fights, and severe ones, like bad ones, horrible fights. And after that, I used to sit with myself and say to myself that I'm a horrible human being. How could I have done that? Why am I like this? It was before I was aware that there is a name to this condition. I thought that I was crazy. And that's why I think that also recognizing that there is a name for this condition can calm you down. I think it's like 40%, maybe 50% even, of the solution that helped me to deal with it. So, diagnosis is something that helps people a lot. And you know what? Sitting and saying to myself, "You're so stupid, why did you have to do that and that and that, this and this and this," is not gonna bring you anywhere but to more frustration and to feel even more bad with yourself. So I'm not this kind of person who always says, "Be kind to yourself," like, like I'm not that much of a spiritual person. I am, but like not that much, because I know that you have to be like realistic in life also. But let me tell you that you do need to be kind to yourself in those moments. not able to be kind to yourself in that moment, then take a moment, take 2 moments, and then say to yourself that you are trying to do your best. Your best. There is such thing, I'm sure that you're aware of, and you know, there is such thing that's called autonomic nerve system. Our nerve system, our autonomic nerve system, is the one who controls all of our actions. The way that we are dealing with situations is the one who is responsible for our reactions to fight, flight, or freeze. And just so you know that this nerve system is trying to do its best to protect you from the dangers. And you should not be mad about yourself for having feelings, for being, dramatic about something. You're not dramatic, you're suffering. And trust me, that saying to yourself those bad words like I'm stupid, I'm a horrible human being, it will bring you more pain than something good. So be kind to your nervous system. It's protecting you. It's trying its best. It collected all of the information from all of your life, and it's reacting the best way that it can. Just so you know. So I was suffering for a long time, and I've said a lot of things that I did not meant to say. I insulted my partner a lot, and it was not intentional, but that's how things went from my soul, from my pain outwards. But I understood that it's very problematic to live like this. I was suffering, my partner was suffering, everybody was suffering. So I wanted to make a change. I started to go to therapy. It was kind of a journey to find the right therapy, because the first one that I went to, she was, I don't know, kind of a weird person. And the second one was, a psychologist that he fell asleep while I was talking to him. So that was quite an experience. But then I found the one who was my therapist for 2.5 years, and she is helping people with the CBT method. So I knew that CBT has to do something with mindfulness, and I was like, I was aware that there is a kind of thing that's called mindfulness, but I was not familiar with all of the depth inside of it. Like, I did not know what it means to be, this chair. I feel this chair supporting my body while I'm sitting. My dog is here. Lying on bed, I can see my environment. I can smell. If I will be focusing on all of my senses, I will be able to be present in this moment. I can touch this mic. I can tap on the table. I can feel my hair, what I'm getting at, right? So that's what mindfulness is about, being present in the moment. But for those of us who are suffering from RJ, staying inside of your mind, like in the moment that you're at, is kind of impossible because you are in your mind, but in a different place. Yes, you are sitting in your house, in your couch with your partner, but your mind is somewhere else, in the past or in the future or in somewhere else, but not where it should be yet. So practicing mindfulness at first was, kind of like I did not saw how it will help me because my mind tried to fight it. And that's the interesting thing about like mental disorder. I don't know how to, what's the label on it, but that's the thing with driving yourself crazy, okay? Well, not crazy, but I don't like the word crazy. But driving yourself into those thoughts, that's the thing. Your mind starts to I think it's starting to addict to it. Not you, your mind is developing an addiction to those thoughts, to those feelings. I don't know why, because like happy thoughts and dopamine and all of these nice hormones are way more addicting than like the sad hormones. So I am not sure, and I don't know why your mind is preferring at some point to think about the horrible things. I guess that it has to do something with getting it used to it, like it's becoming a habit, and habits are very difficult to change. So at first I was like very skeptic, but then little by little I started to notice some changes. And you know what, when I understood that I have control on my mind and not the opposite, my mind should not control me. I can control my mind. I can control my thoughts. I can choose. I have the right and the ability to choose what's my next thought is going to be about. When I understood all of these things, I started to notice a change. But it's a long process. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be very patient. There is a very nice quote by Edgar Allan Poe that I really like. He said, "I remained too much inside my head and ended up losing my mind." So it's such a nice sentence. It's such a nice quote. It's so accurate that it's painful. I would tattoo it on my body if I wouldn't have like another sentence tattoo on my body. I have something different. Maybe sometime I will share with you. But I remained too much inside my head and ended up losing my mind. yourself first of all. After that, you have to do it for your partners and for your relationship. But first of all, do it for yourself. You deserve to live a happier life than that. So, now I'm going to refer to partners B, partners who are living with RJ sufferers. So yes, things are very complicated for you. Also, you are being accused for things that you cannot change. You can't change your past. You can't change your choices. The people that you have been with, the amount of people, the kind of people. You can change anything in your past. And, you were just trying to live your life and, make the best that you can. And partners A, we should remember this about our partners. They tried their best in life like we did. So, cut them some slack because life is hard. But partners B, I have to tell you something very important. If you are living with someone who is suffering from RJ, please, please be kind. Have compassion. Those people, us people, nothing is intentional. They are not trying to be intentional. Like, how will I say this? They're trying their best to live with this anxiety and with this condition, and they're trying not to hurt you. So, please have compassion towards them. They need a lot of reassurance, affirmations. They need to know that you are really truly wanting to be with them. Let me just open the door for Bobby, my dog. They are trying to do the best that they can to live with this condition, and it's hard as hell. If your partner is having an attack, the best way that you can handle with it is to be the mature one. Yes, I know it's unfair, okay, I'm sorry, but sometimes life is unfair. It's also unfair that your partner is suffering from a horrible OCD condition. Sometimes life is unfair. So please be with them. Be there for them. And if your partner is starting to have an attack, you feel their aggression, you feel that they are starting to, they want to start to dig their own wound, how do you say, like their own painful place. If you see this coming, please just tell them, honey, listen, you are having something that has to do with RJ right now. It has nothing to do with our situation right now. So maybe the best thing is for us to take like separate moments for a little bit. I will be taking a walk, maybe you need a walk, maybe we just need to be like in separate rooms for now. Let's take some time off. When you will be more calm, I'll be gladly to talk with you about what happened here, and it has nothing to do with things from the past. So I love you. I'm here for you. Everything's gonna be okay. When you will approach in this kind of attitude towards your RJ sufferer partner, you will see immediate changes. Immediate understand by themselves that they were wrong, that they've been exaggerating, that they got things out of proportion, they would feel, you know, I guess that they will feel bad with themselves for having, this kind of attack, but not bad with themselves like in, oh, I'm a horrible human being. Bad. No, that's not what we want. They will feel bad with themselves for like, they will be knowing that they can do better than that. Because you let them know that they can do better than that. That you are with them. And they will immediately tell you, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It actually doesn't, like, it has nothing to do with reality right now. I'm sorry. My thought, my mind, starting to bring me back to these things, but I don't want to be there. You know what? I'm sorry. Let's make up. Let's, I don't know, do something fun together. I promise you that if you will handle situation like this, your RJ partners will be having more strength to deal with themselves. But if you will be attacking them, insulting them, mocking them, making fun of them, telling them that they are nuts, that they are psychopaths, that they are horrible human beings, that they are stupid, jealous people, that you had enough with them, you are entering something horrible, okay? It will open up all of the Pandora box that you don't want it to be opened, and neither do they. Your RJ partners don't want to go deeper than that. So don't let them go deeper than that. Do not insult them, because they will try to defend themselves, and they will be naming you and accusing you with more things than if they would have if you would handle this in a more gentle and correct way. Try to have compassion. This is a real condition. Okay. Partners A, let me tell you something. If the partner that you're living with has zero compassion towards you and are only accusing you for being this kind of mad, crazy, stupid person, I don't think that, I'm no one to tell no one what to do with their lives, but this is a very problematic place to be at. Because you can have everything. You cannot have everything. You cannot be like the person who hasn't done anything for the relationship, for making things better for your partner who is suffering, and to expect that everything will be okay. If your partner is not trying to do anything to make it easy on you, they are not capable of dealing with someone as sensitive and as hurt as you. And you need to spread your wings and try to find someone who will understand how sensitive you are. And partners B, if you are living with a person that you are like with RJ, that you are finding to be a horrible human being, and you are, you have zero patience towards them, set them free, let them go. You can't handle this kind of a person. You are not strong enough to be with this kind of a person. You need a person who has, who did not suffer from anything in his life, a person who is not traumatic. You need to find yourself like a different person, different type of person, okay? Because you cannot handle this situation. But if you are able to handle this, you guys, and if you have enough strength to see beyond this condition, to see the person you fell in love with, don't give up on them. Don't give up on them. Help them. Help them to recover. Help them. And you know what? responsibility is also a solution. You can tell them, I know that I've done this and this and this. I know that you see this kind of things as something that is threatening your values. But just so you know, that if I could have, handled things differently, maybe I would have, just let them know that you understand. You don't need to regret your whole life and your life choices. It's not the point. You don't need to regret it. You just need to recognize what's making your partner suffer to think about. Please do this for yourself and for your partner. Because if you guys are together until this point, it means that you have a very great potential to be together. Okay? So, let me just see if I missed something. Oh yeah, partners B. I know that you feel like you are accused to be, disgusting, horrible human beings, but you have to understand that although the accusations are personal towards you, it's not that personal. Your partner A, the sufferer, is simply don't know what to do with all of their emotions and the disappointment that they are feeling. But it's not like literally about you. It's something that has to do with everything, like all of their experience in life, and so try to take it on personally. Even though your partners, like partners A, will tell you that it's on you and those things that you have done, it's just words that coming out of a rage moment, because you know that after that they will be apologizing and they will tell you that it's actually has nothing to do with you. So please try to take it not so personally. I know it's hard, easier said than done, but for you, also for your mental health, know that it has to do with something way deeper than that. So, we have a lot of beliefs in our lives. We collected beliefs and values through our lives to protect us. Believing in something is protecting us, right? And if something is, clashing with my belief, it's automatic like a threat to me, right? So, RJ sufferers are simply trying to go to the halfway where they can be complete and happy with where they at, because if they're feeling that they are in a position where they are like trying to accept something that it's against their beliefs, that's what makes this inner war inside of them. So as I said multiple times in this video, it's a process. It takes a lot of time to accept those things. You know what? Sometimes you don't even have to accept those things. You just need to understand what is hurting you. Why is it hurt you? You don't have to look at it and feel oh, now it's acceptable in my mind. Oh yeah, everything that I thought was unacceptable, now it's acceptable. It's not about that. It's about feeling differently about things. You still can think that some things you would never do. You would never do those kind of things. But you are starting to understand eventually that that's what's done. And, everybody is trying to do their best. So maybe it wasn't the best of the best in your partner's past, but they tried. And if they are trying to show you that they are changed, hold on to that, because this one, and in the opening they have a really nice thing that they say. They say there, you can't be born again, although you can change. Okay. So I have a lot more to say. Of course, this is a topic that I have a ton of things to say about it. But I'm sorry. Okay, sorry, I just had a phone call. So what I'm saying is, everyone has a past. It doesn't matter if you will break up with your partner. You will go search another person. No matter where you go, what country you will end up with, even if you would go to outer space, you will not find a person that doesn't have a past. Even the purest ones, even the naive ones, even the ones that were closed, I don't know, in a box. Well, maybe them. It's kind of a different thing, but they are exceptional. But you know what I mean? Like, people have past. And if your current partner is important to you, try to heal yourself so that you can be able to be with them, enjoy their company, like truly enjoying their company. I know that, like, what hurts the most for both sides is that something in the friendship between the partners is kind of ruined, because some things are starting to be really heavy. Like, you can't laugh anymore about some topics and some things. Like, you start to be very limited at the things that you say or do. And not only that, like, a lot of the innocence in the relationship, like, is kind of gone. So I know it's hard. I know it's hard for both sides. But if you would like to try to save the relationship, then you will be experiencing new things. Maybe you will be able to recover some of the innocence. Maybe you will be able to recover your friendship. I mean, I bet that there are a lot of reasons why you guys are together. So, you know, let me just tell you that this is a mutual work. There is no one person in a relationship. The both of you are together, and if one is suffering, like literally suffering, the other one is with them. And it sounds kind of absurd, but if you're the reason for the suffering, you have to, like, be more mature than that and understand that there is something way more deeper than this. Try to be with compassion to your partner. Just try it. And, for those of you who are suffering severely and so badly, I was there, you guys. I was there. If you're feeling suicidal, if you feel that you cannot do this anymore, listen to me. Nothing your death. Nothing is worth you doing something to yourself and hurting yourself. There is nothing that I can think about that's worth it. And I'm not saying this in a kinda, oh, don't be like this, like suicidal thoughts, oh my god. No, I'm saying this from my own experience. I know I've been there many times, even before RJ. I've had, a difficult life, like most of us, and I know life can be painful, life can be hard. The world sometimes is cruel, and for those who are very sensitive, it's hurtful to be in this world sometimes, I know. But this world also has a lot to offer, okay? This world has a lot to offer. Look around you. There are people who are living their best lives. Why do they deserve this and you not? Why? People who are having a good time in life, who has, partners and family, what do they do differently than we like? Why do they get to enjoy life and we don't? Because their partners doesn't have a past. Bullshit. Everyone has a past. Everyone. Maybe they are not aware of it. Maybe. And maybe they are aware of it, but it's not affecting them. This world has a lot to offer. So try to focus on that. Maybe you can write yourself one thing that you are grateful for every day. Start today. I'm asking you to go and write in your little notebook or in your phone or whatever you like, one thing that you are grateful for today. It can be anything. That you had a nice walk, that you've drinking something, that you ate something, that you were able to watch this video, that you can see, that you can breathe, that you can do things with your hands. It can be anything. That you have a pet, and if you don't have a pet, maybe you have kids, and if you don't have kids, maybe you have a friend, and if you don't have a friend, you have this community. You have a lot of people who feel the same way as you do, and you can find friends over there. You're not alone. You are not alone. Okay? I have a lot more things to say about this topic, but I feel that for now this is enough. I love you very much, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me until the end and watching this. And of course, I would love to read your comments, hearing your experiences. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you want to add more things to the things that I said, maybe you want to share your journey or ways that you've healed yourself. As I said, this is a safe place. So, thank you so much, you guys. I'll see you in